to go in. That is the... Everybody in the world touched the pad and it should have used. So I've got the, let's take a little... Now then, crew, and welcome to the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel. And guess what? Tool Girl Hana is back again. Come on, Hannah. Come on to the camera. Come on, say hello to the people.
Hi.
Excellent. Now, I thought on one of the last videos, myself and Hannah did some wiring on some trailer sockets and plugs and made like a little extension lead. Remember?
It was fun.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And you sort of, I saw a natural talent there for wiring.
Did you, Andy?
I really did. It was pretty cool, actually. So
thanks.
I thought it might be quite good to do some basic electrical stuff. Okay. I don't know how far we're going to get. We might end up doing relays and stuff towards the end of the video. It just depends how time goes. But one thing I had noticed looking through my videos is it's very easy for someone that has a little bit of knowledge like myself to overlook the more basic stuff. You sort of take things for granted. And, you know, real simple things like, you know, why do we use thicker wire for certain circuits and thinner wire for other circuits? So I thought we'd sort of have a look at things like amperage and current draw and wattage and that kind of thing, but try and do it in a really fun kind of visually stimulating manner. And I'm not talking about Tool Girl Hana, by the way. Although I'm sure you'll have your own definition of that, Hannah. Okay, so I thought we'd start off, first of all, using some really small gauge wire. And we'll throw together a very quick circuit using a low wattage bulb, and we're going to use the 5-watt filament in this dual filament brake and tail light bulb. And then we'll step things up a little bit and we'll see what happens. Right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you sure you're ready?
I'm sure.
Excellent. Right, here we go.
Right,
I think you should go a bit nearer the camera. You're far more photogenic than I am.
you think so?
Right. So we're going to need, we've got the bulb,
Yeah.
okay, and what we're going to do is just a very, very simple circuit of passing a current through the bulb. We're not even going to bother with a fuse for this because we know that everything's pretty good. And it will also highlight later on what can happen if you don't have a fuse in a circuit.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Now on this bulb, this is a tail light out of one of the ATVs I used to work on, and the black wire is the ground, and the other two, the blue and the yellow wires, those are each of the two filaments. So the main feed in for each of the two filaments.
Okay.
All right. So we grab a battery, just very quickly. And I'm using a battery for a reason, and you'll find out later on. So if I spin that around, give you the earth, that one there, look, and now this is only 12 volts. You're not going to get a shock, all right? You're definitely not going to get a shock.
Okay, I trust you, Andy.
Now, I can't remember which is the brake light filament wire and which is the tail light. I think yellow is the brake, but we'll find out. If you put that one on there, look, you can hold it on. No, put your finger on there, look, like that. You really won't get a shock. It's 12 volts.
Okay, I'll pop it like that. How's that?
Are you touching the metal or the rubber? Yeah, metal.
Metal.
Right. Okay, so that's, the blue one looks like it's the tail light, and the yellow one, come back yellow one, is not working at all.
Okay. Oh,
there we go, look. Right, you just got to make sure you're getting good contact.
Sorry.
So, tell you, if you're that nervous,
I'm not, okay.
hold it like that.
Okay.
All right, you got it?
Yes.
Again, it sort of highlights the fact that you need a good contact, don't you?
Great contact.
Yeah, let me see. Okay, right. So at the moment we've got a 5-watt and a 21-watt filament. So the higher the wattage, the brighter the bulb is.
Yep.
Okay. So the 5-watt is the dull filament when it's lit, and the brighter one is the 21-watt.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll do a couple of little sums to work out what amperage flow should be going through these wires.
Oh my God, Andy.
All right, sounds complicated, doesn't it?
It does.
All right, dead easy actually. So time to do some maths.
Oh my goodness.
You any good at maths at school?
Yes, for a while, but no. I have to say no.
Did you get any A's?
No. I don't think so.
Me
I
neither,
wasn't
actually.
an-
I was terrible at
Yeah.
maths. I had to teach it.
Yeah, I didn't really like school.
Yeah, not good. Right, I need to find a pen.
I count money, okay?
Oh, I bet you do. Yeah, you bang on with money, I reckon.
It's the only mess I like.
Okay. Right, to save us both embarrassment,
Yeah.
we're going to use a
Calculator.
calculator.
Perfect.
Good stuff. Now, remember what the voltage is of the battery in your car?
There's a 12-volt battery, as far as I know.
It is, yeah, we'll
Yes.
call it 12 volts. It's 12-volt battery.
Doesn't seem like a lot.
Nah, some trucks are
Okay.
24 volts.
Right.
And we've got, in here, we've got the 5 watt, that's the tail filament. And we've got the 21 watt, and that's the brake filament. So the tail one was the one that was quite dim, and when we energised the brake light filament, it was quite bright. That's
Yeah.
why your brake lights are a lot brighter when you give a
Okay.
brake.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we need to do is use Watt's law to calculate the current flow down the wire when each of these two filaments is lit.
Okay.
That's pretty easy. So all it is, it's watts divided by volts equals amps.
Okay.
Okay, so for the first one then, we've got 5 watts divided by 12 volts equals, wow, okay, so 0.4 of an amp. Not too much.
Okay.
Okay, let's do the same calculation for the brake. So that's going to be 21 watts divided by 12 volts. What do we got there? Oh, quite a bit more. Look, 1.75 amps. Right, so have you ever looked in your fuse box on your car and what have you noticed? What are the numbers all the same on the fuses, or they tend to be different
Yeah, I
sizes?
think they're different.
So remember any particular numbers? Putting you on the spot now.
No, I don't actually. I looked because my cigarette lighter, not that I smoke, it was for charging
At
batteries.
least one of us doesn't.
It doesn't work, so I tried to change the fuse.
Yeah, yep.
But it's not the fuse, it's something else.
Oh, so we may have a diagnostic to do that at some point then.
That'd be great.
Yeah, sounds good.
Great,
Okay.
but no, I can't remember, sorry.
Right, that's okay. But basically in your fuse box, there's lots of different rated fuses. There's, I
Yeah.
think the lowest is about 5 amps, then you can get
Right.
7.5, 10,
I thought it was all different.
15, 20.
Yeah.
And those fuses those fuses are there to protect the circuit, but they have to be rated high enough to not blow when there's the normal amount of current flowing through the circuit.
Okay.
It's only when something goes wrong, like there's a short to ground and then the current flow increases, then the fuse blows.
Right.
And the fuse blows for a reason. So
Yeah.
going back to your car, perfect example, the cigarette lighter socket doesn't work,
No.
and you change the fuse and the fuse, had the fuse blown or not? Did you have a look at the old fuse? Don't know.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
But nothing happened when I changed the fuse
Right.
again, so it wouldn't have blown.
It might do straight away if there's a
Oh,
short.
that might do,
Yeah,
yeah,
possibly.
right, okay.
So basically, there could be a wire that's got trapped and it's shorting to ground.
Okay.
Take the fuse out, put a new one in. The new fuse goes pop. As soon as you turn the ignition on, it pops. You probably wouldn't realise because the cover's back
Yeah,
on by
that's
this
right.
point.
Yeah.
But fuses blow usually for a reason. They're there to protect the circuit. Just popping a new fuse in, you've not found the fault.
No.
The fault isn't the fuse. The fuse
That's
has
right.
done its job. So
Yeah.
definitely need to have a little look at your car at some point
That'd be
and work out
great.
what's going on. Then you can
Charge.
start smoking cigarettes again.
No, charge my battery. Free charge.
On your phone.
Yes,
Your phone.
yes,
Right.
especially when I was travelling, you know,
Right. Oh,
because my phone's got my GPS on it.
Oh
so
yeah, and it eats battery on the GPS, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, going back to what we were doing earlier on, because we always digress,
Yeah.
I'm like a dog, I go off on a tangent, and
Yeah.
give me a bone and I forget everything I'm doing. Okay, so we've worked out the current flow on when the tail light's energised is just under half an amp, and when the brake light's on, it's 1.75 amps.
Okay.
Okay. Well, this kind of wire, what have we got here? This is 2.5mm single, and it even tells us the amperage rating. Look on there, you see, you've got 5 amps.
Okay.
So this wire, this stuff, can cope with about 5 amps current flow. Now, I want to do a quick calculation before we test it. We've got here, in a very grubby box, because it came all the way from England, a 55 watt halogen headlight bulb.
Okay.
Alright, now this is going to be a heck of a lot brighter. And there's a special halogen gas inside there which helps to make it even brighter and stuff. So what we'll do now is we're going to rig up a circuit and see how bright this gets.
Okay.
And then we'll do a calculation to see how many amps are
Wow.
flowing through the circuit. All right, dead easy, dead easy. We can do this.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, right, back to the piece of cardboard. Okay, so 55 watt bulb. So how many amps do you reckon is going to go through there? Let's have a look. So it's 55 watts divided by 12 volts equals
4.58.
Okay, so we'll call it 4.6 amps.
Yeah, 4.6.
We know that this bulb is going to draw 4.6 amps, and on that reel of wire that we started off with at the start of the video, it does say quite clearly on there it can cope with 5 amps of current flow.
Yep.
So we've cut 2 lengths down, and Vicky's going to trim the ends.
Sure am.
We'll rig up a real basic circuit without a fuse, and we'll energise the bulb, and we'll see if that wire gets hot. It shouldn't really, in theory, get hot, should it?
No, I hope not.
There you go. You want to trim those down for us?
Sure. So it was that way. Was it that way? Or was it that way?
Well, actually, it's a very good point, because one of the viewers told me...
No,
did you read that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, one of the viewers told me off for using the side cutters the wrong way around, and this is how I use side cutters, and this is how I've shown Tool Girl Hana how to use them. So I get that side of the side cutter, and it goes at that point on the wire. I give it a crimp, 90, 90, and pull it away. All right?
Okay.
One of the viewers said to me, and bearing in mind I've been trimming wires back for
A long time.
a very long time. I'm not going to say how long. All right, they said you should use the side cutters this way around, right, with the sort of concave side of the cutter to the wire, trim it, and then push it back. Does it really make any difference?
Well, it doesn't seem to.
I don't know.
Really, so
But
I don't know.
I'm just going to keep doing it the way I do it, and if you want to adopt the other
Well,
way of doing it, that's entirely up to you, Hannah. Yeah, I just, you know, it's a pair of side cutters, and it does what we need them to do. So, all yours. Okay, how are we doing? Did you do your 90-90? Or did you just do the one?
No, I did it.
Oh, you did?
I
Cool.
thought I did.
Yeah, you're professional.
However, I don't want to chew through the, the whole.
The actual wire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
remember to. So I think you're gripping it too. Once you've done your little
Oh yeah,
your
then
nip,
I don't have to grip.
you don't have to grip. You're just going to pull it through.
Just pull it through.
There you go.
But no, I think I'm gripping.
Yeah. There you go. Oh,
Ah.
one single strand left. All right,
Okay.
we'll tidy that up.
Thanks,
Oh, it's going to cost me a
Andy.
fortune in wire, is that?
God,
Look.
isn't it,
All right, there we go.
Look at
That's
that.
one.
Professional.
Well,
Boom, boom, boom.
maybe.
And I'm like sitting there for.
maybe. No, but I've done a few.
That's
All right,
quite funny though.
so there it is.
Little wire.
Single
like,
strand.
yeah.
If you tried to do one strand, you'd be in there for hours, wouldn't you? Yeah. Okay, so now we need to rig this up, and we need to rig it up in a way that we're not touching things with our fingers, because if the wire does get
Okay.
hot, it's going to burn our hands,
Well,
isn't
I'm
it?
not into that, Andy.
No. Actually, electrical burns on your fingers take a long time to heal up. It's not good.
No.
Right, so we need to trap these wires onto the battery itself. We can't use our fingers this time, so maybe. Yeah, I don't want to get burnt.
No.
Maybe we use some more grips. That'll work. You've not been introduced to more grips yet, have you?
Oh.
And I did actually have like 4 pairs in here, so Benjamin gave me a work with this. Okay, now we need to make sure that these wires don't touch, because we know that's going to cause a short.
Okay.
So we'll stick that one on there, look like that. There we go. And we'll do a quick test. Yeah, that's brilliant. Still charged up. Okay, now I need to put some little crimp terminals on so we can crimp it onto there, look, as well. So I'm going to find the crimp terminals and we'll do that.
I'm not nervous at all.
Okay, you've seen us do this before. We did this on that on the bike, wasn't it?
Bike?
Or did we solder? I can't remember.
The trailer?
On the indicators. Didn't we crimp things on the indicators, or did we solder everything? No, we crimped. I think we crimped. Stick that in there. That's doing those?
No.
Jeez, my memory's terrible these days. Right, so you can do one if you want. So, you just get your crimp terminals, and they've got colours on there, red, blue and green.
Yep.
Sorry, blue, yellow.
Yep.
These are the red ones, they're the smallest. You just put that on there like that,
yep.
and give it a squeeze. And you've got to go all the way. 2 hands, there you go. And then it should spring open. There you go, got it.
Yeah.
Easy. So now, yeah, it's pretty good. They're not the best way of, oh they are the right size, even better. It's not the best way of doing stuff, but so pick up the bulb.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to get shocked.
Andy.
Pick up the bulb. Yeah, you're right, it's fine, it's cold. It's
fine.
cold. And now this is actually, just before we get 1,000 comments come through, this is a halogen bulb, so you should avoid touching the glass because the oils in your skin can cause the bulb to blow.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's not that relevant for our job at the moment. Right, so you just pop that on there. Can you push it on or not?
No, I can't seem to.
All right, let's give it a go.
And you see the smoke? I can see some smoke.
That's probably some oil residue on the bulb. Okay. All right, so we're going to leave that down there.
Are you sure, Andy?
And we're going to see. Well,
it's quite bright.
If you hold the wire.
I don't know. Why is it smoking like that?
Oh, because that's probably a bit of grease on the lens that I was talking about.
Okay.
I'm not touching it, but it should be okay.
Well, it's making me nervous.
Alright, so we'll give the bulb a clean. We'll let it cool down. We'll give it a clean. There we go. Pretty cool.
Very smoky.
Yeah, but that's okay. It's not going to... The only thing you don't want it to do is to crack the glass, because then it might fly around and cause death things. Which wouldn't be good with it. No. Yeah. Don't ask what happened to the last Tool Girl, whatever you do.
Oh, stop it!
Alright, that is nice and clean now.
Okay.
So there should not be any more problems. It might still smoke a little bit, but it shouldn't be an issue. There we go. Right, so if you hold the wire and tell me if that wire is starting to warm up. Because we've got 4.6 amps of current flow. And in fact, if you hold... You can hold that one.
It's quite bright, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really bright. So if you hold it, there you go. It's smoking again. So if you hold that, I'm going to get my inductive ammeter. And just to verify the current flow. Now these are not massively accurate, unfortunately.
Doesn't appear to be warming.
No, it's actually staying pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, there we are, 0. So what have we got? 4 point, okay, just over 4 amps is what this is saying, but these are not that accurate for such low amperage flow.
Right.
4.1. There you go, look, so it's not too bad. Right, okay. Brilliant!
Right.
So it's probably warming up quite a bit on the bulb now as well, so yeah, I can disconnect that without burning myself too much. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we want this wire to get hot. We're going to see what happens. Let's say, for example, this is the original car wiring. I know, that doesn't look anything like it.
Yeah.
This is the original car wiring, and somebody's just wired some more spotlights on the front of the car, but they've used the original wires.
Okay.
So we're now going to basically start to overload the wiring.
Right.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah. And we've got to wire the bulbs in parallel. All right. So I'll explain what parallel is. Confused already? I thought so. Okay, Hannah. When you watch a TV program, and it's called a TV series, you watch one episode followed by
another episode.
Yeah. So you've got your TV. That's 1 week, and you get your next one, and you get your next one, and you get your next one. Okay, that's called series.
Series. That's
all right. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And then if we were to do a circuit, then those could all be bulbs.
Right.
So you've got your battery positive here, negative there, and the current flow is going that way.
Yep.
All right. Easy. Now, if we were to wire this up like that, and we use 12-volt bulbs for each of these, unfortunately, due to the laws of electrics, each bulb would only be supplied 3 volts.
Okay.
Because we're giving it a 12-volt supply, and that voltage will be split equally between those 4, assuming they're all the same resistance, for using the same bulbs. So these bulbs, if we only give them 3 volts, they're not going to be very bright. They're going to be really, really dim, and they might not even light up at all.
Okay.
So on a car, we always wire the bulbs in parallel. So parallel, I'll use the symbol for a bulb this time. There's a bulb.
Yeah.
All right, we'll have another bulb here. And we could do even 3 if we wanted to. So one could be your left-hand brake light, one could be your right-hand brake light, and one could be your high stop light.
Okay.
Because they all come on together, don't they, when you
Yeah.
brake? All right. So we can then just join all those together.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll draw it in a way that's easy to understand. So we can join them all together like that.
Yeah.
And there's our 12 volts positive. And then we can do this. And there's our minus.
Yeah.
So our current will flow down here. It's going to split
Yeah.
down each of those, go through the bulb, go along here, and then down to ground.
Yeah.
Pretty easy, eh?
Easy, yeah.
All right. Now, as long as those bulbs are all exactly the same, so
Yeah.
they have the same amount of resistance, then the same current will flow through each one. But if the resistance is different, it's not going to affect the brightness of the other bulbs. So say, for example, one of the bulbs blue.
Yeah.
Let's say your left-hand tail light blue, and that one stopped working.
Yeah.
These two will work just as normal,
Yeah.
completely unaffected by the fact that that one's blown. If they were wired in series, like this, and let's say number 3 bulb blue, now the circuit's broken.
Oh, yeah, right,
and
because it
all-
can't get through. It can't
Yeah.
get through.
So the bulbs...
Whereas that can get through because it has other...
That's right. Can you imagine the cars in
Wires.
Auckland, if every car, none of the lights worked,
Yeah.
if one bulb
If
blew?
one, yeah, that's...
There'd be heaps of cars driving around with no bulbs all working. So,
That'd be horrible.
yeah, that's another reason why they use parallel.
Okay.
Because it just means
Got
that,
it.
you know, if one fails, it's not a real, not a
No,
biggie.
it's not a
you know?
biggie. You just go and replace the bulb.
Yeah, and
One-
then
one bulb.
back to normal rather than
Yeah.
the whole thing fail.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Cool. So what we'll do now is we're going to grab another one of those bulbs and wire it in parallel. That's going to double the current flow. So we're going to go from 4.6 to 9.2. Good maths.
Sure.
Amps. And that's going to overload this wire and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Right. So we're going to need another length of wire because we need 3
Okay.
bits. So we'll grab the
Yep.
wire and side cutters.
Just there as well.
Oh yeah, we are. Look, hiding under the camera. Right, so if you cut me another length of that, it doesn't need to be quite as long,
Okay.
and trim both ends, and I'll get some more crimps.
Right, let's give this another go, shall we?
You only want about 5 mil.
Yeah.
So-
About,
Yeah, I'll do. That's right.
so squeezy, squeezy.
That's the one.
Squeezy, squeezy. Another wee squeezy, and then...
Give it a tug.
I'm trying to... It just doesn't want to...
Go on, then I'll speed things up. Oh, you're getting all oily, look. Have you not been cleaning my tools?
Look at that.
Oh, you've only got yourself to blame, really. Well. I mean, it's your job to keep my tools clean.
Is it?
Didn't you read the contract?
No, I didn't. Sorry, I just signed.
Okay, so we'll pop those
Oh, yeah.
little terminal things on there because we don't want to be holding this because things I think are going to get a little bit warmer. So I'll do one, you can do the other one.
Cool.
Right,
Yep.
there you go,
Thank
one of
you
those.
very much.
There's your tool. Jeez, this is fun, isn't it? Oh, I got a new shirt from Picoscope, look, with that free, that Picoscope. The 2 scopes they sent me, I got a free shirt in the box. And it actually fits.
Nice work, Andy.
Pretty good.
Now, hang on a minute.
Here we go.
Yeah. In you go, you little rig.
Excellent.
Okay.
Right, so
Takes a bit of time when you...
which one are you going to use?
I'm going to use red.
Red's good, because it matches, yeah, it's the right size.
Is that...
I'm going to need to buy you some of those
Is that-
wristy crimp
is that
things.
done?
No, one more yet, keep going. You'll feel it spring open again. Really?
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm just messing with you.
Okay.
No, I'm not messing with you.
I think that's it.
No, it's not.
Isn't
You're going to
it?
like that. Yeah.
Oh.
Jeez! I thought you were a gym bunny.
No, I don't work my hands out.
You need strong hands. It's important. Right, so we need another bulb. Let's have a look. It's a little
Funny, I'll be sitting there now going like...
Let's have a look in the magic box. What have we got? Yes,
That's
another
it.
one. Right. So we need that. Try not to touch the glass.
Yeah.
And I'll have to clean it, hopefully. Man, these are really old balls. They've been out of the box probably 100 times by now. Alright, maybe we should give it a wipe. We'll give it a clean with a cloth just to be on the safe side because Ben might have been in there doing stuff as well. And he doesn't care.
No.
I guess you didn't have breakfast this morning.
No, I did.
Really? What did you eat? What did you have?
I had cereal. My daughter made me my breakfast this morning. She made me a coffee. And she made me cereal with soy milk and yogurt and rhubarb and strawberry, like a conserve.
Bloody hell. When can I move in?
Pretty lucky, hey?
I've had nothing.
Oh.
Nothing at all.
Handy.
So hungry.
Yeah,
Right.
Let's have a break.
So, if you hold that bulb.
Okay, I'm going to hold this one.
Alright, now bearing in mind it might get a bit warm, and we're just doing this just to get started. And then we're going to put them down on the ground, on the bench, alright?
On the cardboard maybe? Or?
So, no fuse in this circuit. Deliberately no fuse, because we're trying to highlight an issue here. So 2 bulbs, each of 55 watts. That's 110 watts between the 2 bulbs.
Okay.
That's going to be about just over 9 amps of current, and this wire can cope with 5 amps.
Oh, okay, now I'm worried.
So we're running a little bit over spec. So you can see that both bulbs are lit. I'm going to put these down on the bench, and if you just want to put your hand just around one of those wires, it'll take a few minutes maybe, and just tell me if you can start to feel it warming. I mean, I'm not telling you it's going to warm up, because it may not.
Okay.
There's always, wire manufacturers always factor in a reserve capacity.
Okay.
So 5 amps is normal working.
Yep.
It's probably going to be able to cope with twice that without any real problems.
Okay.
How does it feel? Can you sense it starting to warm up or not? Or do we need more bulbs?
No, it's warming up.
I think we need more bulbs.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not warming
Let's
up
do
too
some
much,
more
is it?
bulbs. Okay, let's put 2 more bulbs in the circuit.
Okay, so I've got this piece of wire here.
Actually, you know what? Andy's made a mistake. These 2 bulbs are wired up in series, not parallel.
Okay.
So, at the moment, good demonstration though, there's only 6 volts going across each of these 2 bulbs. Remember the series diagram we did?
Yes.
Remember we had 4 bulbs, 3 volts each?
Yeah.
So we've only got 6 volts running through this filament, and that's why it's not quite as bright as it was before.
Okay.
Okay, so let's rig it up as a parallel,
Right.
and then we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Alright. Okay, so we'll break the circuit.
Yep.
There we go. Okay. Right, so what we've got here, we need to disconnect that one. And we are going to need another wire.
Okay.
Alright, and disconnect that. That's going to go on there. Oh, nice and bright now, look. Okay. And then we're going to go off that piggyback bit there, look. I'm going to go onto this one here. How you doing? Oh, you snipped it completely. Right, we need some more terminals. You did so well last time.
I did, eh?
Must be all the alcohol.
Yeah. Will be.
That's what I do. I always blame it on the alcohol.
Yeah, hang on.
Jeez!
No.
Jeez, you make it look so hard, woman! What's going on? Where's my Tool Girl Hana gone?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's alright, girl. It's alright. You can make it up to me later on.
Oh, goodness me. Something's not right.
It's all good. Don't panic.
Yeah, when you don't get something
I'll
right.
send you home with some wire.
Yeah.
And you can practice in front of the
Homework.
stove. Homework.
That's really funny.
Wire stripping.
Wire stripping. So I'll say to my friends, so I got to strip today. Wire stripping.
They'll look at you a bit weird, won't they?
Probably will, yeah. So
Right. So we've got the current at the moment is flowing down this wire, through the bulb, and back to the battery. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the same as one of these bulbs here. It's coming from the battery through the bulb, battery positive through the bulb, battery negative. So all we need to do now is add this extra bit here, and one wire's already on.
Yep.
There's the bulb.
Okay.
Plumb that on there.
And then that's got to
And that got to go on that side there. Look, you see, and then that one will be just as bright.
Okay.
No idea what that was. Oh, it's the meter, isn't it? There we go. Look. Okay.
Wow, so why is that one also rigged up so much?
This one? Ah, well, we could do the same thing. The only wires that are going to get hot are these 2.
Yeah, because there's so much going on here.
Yeah, there's twice the current, because
Right.
it comes down here, down this wire here, look. And then it goes through that filament and back, but it's also feeding this bulb.
Yeah.
and then going back down that wire, back to the battery. So we've got twice the current flowing these two wires.
Right.
So is that is that starting to warm up or not?
Yeah, I think it is.
You think it is now?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we put
sort of smell the smoke as well.
things are getting warmer, aren't they? And it's not just the heat from the bulbs, I don't think.
No.
I think the plastic coating is starting to warm up.
Right.
Okay, cool. Right, tell you what we're going to do,
Yep.
just to be a bit more scientific about this, because that's what we like to do, isn't it? Just make things obvious. I have on this multimeter a function where it has an electric type thermometer, a sensor. So we're going to zip tie the sensor to one of the feed wires off the battery.
Wow.
And that will accurately measure the rise in temperature of that wire as current flow increases. How cool is that?
That's so cool, Andy.
Rather than just going, yeah, it's burning my hand now.
Oh, yeah,
you know, we can actually say
yeah.
it's this hot.
Yeah,
and we
that's-
add another bulb and it's going to go up.
Wow.
Pretty cool. This video has gone off on a complete tangent, but we've just found something cool to do. Right, I'm going to pull out to the car. Hopefully the attachment for this is in my other toolbox. Yes, I've got lots of toolboxes.
Okay.
Can I leave you with the camera? Is that all right?
Sure.
You're not going to play around like you did last time, are you?
No, what would you like me to do, Andy?
you
Should
sure?
I clean some tools?
That would be a really... Well, you can do anything you want. But,
Oh, no, don't tell me I can do anything
But
I
whatever,
want.
but whatever you do, don't be too cheeky on the camera.
Don't be too cheeky, like...
Yeah, I saw the footage last time.
No, I'll keep myself all together. So I will clean some tools though, because I got all greasy. So I did not like that. I did not like that. So I'm going to just clean a little bit. Just a little bit, you know, because it's not very nice getting greasy, is it? Well, you guys might love it, but I, for one, actually like wearing these clothes outside of the tool shed. Oh, forgot one. I'm going to give this a wee wipe as well. No, Andy, I just cleaned some tools.
Is it safe to come in?
It is safe,
You
yeah.
finished your...
Prancing and dancing.
most likely, it doesn't surprise me. Right, I have got, buried in the depths of the car, this is the probe. Looks painful, doesn't it? This is the probe that works with this multimeter. So we'll get it rigged up and we'll start adding more bulbs. And then we can see how that temperature rises.
Ooh.
And at some point,
Cool.
we might see smoke and maybe fire.
I
Who
might
knows?
have to run away.
Oh, you're in charge of fire, definitely. Right, let me work this out. Where the hell does that go? I think it goes in that one. I think. Could be wrong.
No,
AT temperature. Maybe that one. Right, here we go.
Okay.
Right. One thermometer. We'll just stick that around there like that. And that should measure the temperature for us. Right, Hannah, if you could just hold that in there for us while because I'm going to run out of hands.
Yeah.
And I'll just put a couple of cable ties on that because I don't want it moving around while it's measuring. That's one. Eyesight. Right, two. There we go. Right, you can snip those tails off if you want the excess on the zip
with
ties.
this?
Yep. Perfect. Oh, you are good.
But I can manage.
So, right, can you cut me...
It's the stripping I'm not so good at.
That's not what I did. That's fine.
You're
yeah,
better at stripping than me, Andy. So,
I don't think
the
so.
one.
Nobody would want to watch me strip.
Well, we're going to watch you strip some wires, right?
That's fine, I can do that. I'll even use some long nose pliers as wire strippers. How's that? That's going to really upset the viewers
down,
now.
Andy.
There you are, look.
Come on and strip
To
that
camera.
down. Go.
Right, reliability go. Right, one.
All right.
I'll just drop one. There you are, look.
Oh.
I didn't deliberately throw it on the floor, honest.
Mm-hmm. Wanted me to bend over and pick it up, didn't you, Andy?
Didn't get the camera moved in time though.
No, quite get there.
It's a good view from here, gentlemen. Yeah, I know I could go and get all the crimps and bring them here, but then I would miss looking at Hannah's ass every time I come back to the bench.
Crikey. Is that your excuse, is
I'm going
it?
to have to edit that out. Oh yeah, you do it. Go on, there you go. Mind your fingernails.
Oh, get in there.
I'm sure this is all for show.
Seriously.
So close. There, look, like that.
Just that little bit more.
Yeah, you were a lot better than last time, I'll give you that. God, I won't put the viewers through any more pain.
Thank you.
God knows how much of this I can use.
Yeah, I know.
That's that one.
Yep.
Right.
That one.
Yeah, there's definitely some different... Oh, that's the battery one.
Oh.
Gee, that doesn't matter. I'll get another crimp, I think. Is it all of them? Oh, there's another way.
Yeah.
Right, so you put that one on, and I'll get another crimp. There we go.
Gosh. So it's so freaking awkward. Seriously.
So I've got to send you home with the crimping pliers as well then.
I think I've got it. I think I've got that one.
Oh, your hands.
Yes!
You got it? Oh, look at that!
Got it.
Bloody professional.
Gosh.
You know your hands are going to hurt so much tonight.
It's okay, I can rest them. Right here.
Absolutely. Give you a nice hand massage. I'm a man full of talents. Right.
Oh. So what's the story now? What did we do? We put some
Are we still on the subject of hand massages or
No.
bulbs? Bulbs now, okay.
No, we put some crimps on the wrong.
Oh, that doesn't matter. It's just a
Okay.
spare one. Okay, so now we need to put 2 more bulbs, because we're going to double up. 2 more bulbs into parallel on this circuit.
Holy
That's going to double.
moly.
What temperature are we now? 27 degrees, which is about ambient temperature, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Right, spin the camera around. Jeez. There we go. It's on. It's on.
Okay.
It's on. It's on. Right. So that's on that side. So all we're doing is putting wires on either side again.
Yep.
Using tools. Pretty good.
Oh, look at that.
Getting good, isn't it? Right, one more.
Oh, okay.
Getting carried away now.
Yeah, you really are.
On a mission.
Such a mission.
1, 2.
Okay.
Right, last bulb. I think 4 will be enough.
Oh, seriously, Andy, I'm not sure.
I'm hoping it's going to cause fire.
Right, are you? Well, what do you mean? Like the bulb's going to blow and it's going to...
Oh, not the bulb. No, it'd be the wire.
What, like in here? It's going to what?
Yeah, one of those feed wires should get really hot, I'm hoping. We'll see.
Let's
We'll
stand
see.
back, okay.
Right, there we go, look. Make sure the bulbs are not touching wires, because that'll cause a problem. Right, there we go. Look. So all 4 bulbs,
Wow.
believe me, they are wired up in parallel.
Okay.
All we need to do
Oh, I'm
is
going to step
put
back.
that... Oh, what do you like?
Tool Girl Hana's.
Nope, check circuit. Right, okay, so let's get the thermometer into view.
Shot.
Yeah, so we'll stick it on there, look.
Can you see that?
I don't know. Can you all see that? You can see that. That's cool. Okay, so we're at 27 degrees C at the moment.
Right, that's just
Alright.
at the moment.
So we'll plumb that on there.
Now wait for this.
Oh, you hear the spark.
Oh.
There we go. Right, so what do we... You can read it out if you want as we go. So what are we up
Sure, I
to?
don't want to come too close. Mm-hmm.
Tell me we can start to see smoke.
Oh, God.
28 degrees.
Oh, no, that's just...
29. Yeah, the bulbs are smoking a bit, aren't they? Because they're on the cardboard. Probably set fire to the cardboard.
No, it was smoking before.
There we
Maybe it
go.
needed a wee wipe down. 30.
30
I
degrees.
can smell it.
31.
32. Oh, it's cranking.
Wow, it's really bright on the camera.
Is it?
It is really
Can
bright.
you see the numbers? 33.
Maybe I can put the light on. Hang on. I think we've got a light
34.
somewhere. There we go. Look, maybe that'll help.
Any better?
Sort
Oh,
of.
look at it, look at it, it's flickering. 34.
So maybe that feels pretty hot.
Does it?
Yeah, it's getting there. But I think we need more.
Well, it's kind of stuck on 34, isn't it?
Yeah,
It hasn't
we need
moved.
more current flow. We're trying to find the limit. So what are we up to now? Just chuck the little thingy on there. Oh, well, work it out. We were at 9.2 and we've doubled it, so that's 18.4. So this bit of wire that was designed for 5 amps is now carrying 18.4.
No way.
And it is warm, there's no doubt. It's definitely reaching its limit. But to get to the point where I want to see
a
real reaction,
yeah,
we're going to need
another bulb.
Well, at least another bulb. Or something that's got a larger... Oh, that says we've got 14 amps. So, yeah, about 14.5 amps. So we need to increase the load. What have we got to do that? I've got a starter motor. Put a starter motor in it. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's very glowy with all these bulbs going on.
How does it... Yeah.
Remember the Arkwright's till?
That's right.
Alright, so we'll stick it in that way around. It's really old. I think
Yeah.
this is out of that Nissan Sentra that I blew the engine up on. You'd have enjoyed that. That's pretty cool. That was before your time though, unfortunately.
Right.
Okay, so we need 2 more wires to go from there.
Okay.
So we could use... There were a couple of wires. Oh, over here, look. We could use these. Brilliant. But we can't take it from the battery because that'd be a separate circuit. We've got to take it from positive side, which is that one. We've got to take it from here, look.
Okay.
So we stick that on there. Then we've got another parallel circuit coming off.
Okay.
Getting real messy now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you hold that with the pliers
Okay.
on there,
Okay.
alright,
Yep.
you got that? Now, you've seen a motor work before, haven't you? We did that fan motor, remember?
Yep.
Okay, so we're at 34 and we're going to energise the starter motor within the parallel circuit of all these bulbs, and we're on about 14 amps at the moment. Right, you ready?
Yep.
You sure? Really sure?
Oh, shit.
You like that?
No.
Okay, that's got to go on there. I need something just to bridge it across with my pliers. Right, you ready?
No.
Are you ready?
No.
Are you ready?
I'm freaking out. I'm going.
Right. So it's now running the starter motor. Bulbs are going dim. Wires are getting hot. And can you see?
No.
You see
No.
it? You see smoke?
Yeah.
And we're drawing overload. So if I put that on there, that's
I'm
actually
getting hot as well.
that's actually melted the wire. I'm going to take my amp clamp out of the way.
Oh, look at that. It's melted.
It has. It's getting there. That's positive. That's going to be a direct short to ground if I'm not careful. So I'm just going to put a bit of cardboard under that. This is cool. This is exactly what we like.
Such a boy.
Right, we'll stick that on there. So I think everything now is still relatively safe, he says.
Because I'm like,
Yeah, you ready?
oh.
I don't know why we're not registering more temperature.
It's stuck on 34, isn't it?
It was on hold.
Oh no, it wasn't.
It was. It's a 96 degrees C.
Oh my god.
Come on, mister.
Andy.
Right, work with the. Come on, you can do it. There we are. Right. Just not getting quite enough current flow. 99 degrees C.
No way.
Yeah, it's pretty warm. That's 100 degrees. That's boiling water now. So you actually seriously burn yourself touching that.
Yeah, I can see all the white. That's oh, look at that. It's totally melted. Yeah.
Bloody good, isn't it? I do like that kind. 105. At some point, it will actually catch fire because we've still got current going through the starter motor, even though it's not actually spinning.
Okay.
Smoke going all over the place now.
What about this yellow wire here? It's not.
Oh, that's all right. That's just our thermometer wire. That's good.
Okay.
110 degrees C. Holy moly.
Yeah, Slowing down, Andy.
I think we've given up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Damn.
But look, 97.
Well, you can see now, look, you see on here, all the bulbs are quite dim.
Yeah, very dim. Oh,
I think we've discharged our battery. It's been on charge for weeks, but I think we've finally drained everything out of it.
Nice.
Unfortunately.
Well,
okay, let's look at the carnage. Okay, so there's the temperature coming down and the thermometer rigged up. Follow the red wire down. This is the positive from the battery. You'll see there, look, where all the insulation's melted off. Pretty cool. And now, of course, the battery's discharged. The bulbs are pretty dull, quite dim. What a mess of wires.
yeah.
Jeez, what have we been doing? All the burnt cardboard. Bummer.
Well.
Yeah, okay, so we didn't get the flames that I was expecting, but we ran out of battery power. Basically, within about half an hour, I managed to discharge that battery because we were pulling so many amps from it. Such is life. But I think you get the idea. It's really important that you don't exceed the maximum current flow that a wire can cope with. And that's why we use things like relays and stuff as well, and fuses. Because if we'd had a fuse in that circuit, and let's say the fuse was rigged up for, let's say, 2 bulbs, so a couple of headlight bulbs, that would have been about 9 amps current flow. So you'd have used maybe a 10 amp fuse for that. And then if there's any problems in the circuit, maybe a bit of the wire chafes on a bit of sharp metal or something and it shorts to ground, instantly the 10 amp fuse will blow. And it would stop the headlights from working, and it would protect that circuit, and it would protect the rest of the car. You know, you don't want smoke and fire and melted wires in your loom, because you know that those wires run next to other wires. And if this wire is going to get hot, it's going to heat the other wires up and damage all the insulation around those, and then you could get other kinds of shorts going on as well. So that's why cars tend to catch fire, because you know people put too big of fuses in the fuse box in the particular place, and it causes shorts. What's going on? Ammeter. So did that help to sort of give you an idea of how circuits work, parallel series?
Absolutely.
And the consequences of putting too big a fuse in your fuse box for your phone charger.
Phone charger. Yes, exactly.
Pretty easy though, wasn't it? It's not hard to understand.
No.
But you've got to be shown in a really visual way to see what's going on, because that's the thing with electrics, is you know you can't see stuff. It's not like with an engine where you can say, well, the engine's damaged, here's the piston, these are the scratches on the piston, there's your problem. With electrics, it's all inside the wires, and you need to use things like multimeters, amp clamps, and obviously when you get to electronics and you doing fuel injection, then of course we start to use things like oscilloscopes, because we need to be able to see the signal going down the wire, and only a scope can give us that. Okay, crew, well, hopefully you found that video helpful. A little bit different to what Andy Mechanic normally does. I know it was a bit sort of off the cuff, hadn't really planned for today very well. I thought it was pretty cool.
I liked it.
I like to do stuff, you know, that's a bit weird every now and again, a bit different. It's not all about repair work sometimes. But if you did find it helpful, then why not click on the subscribe button. You'll see a little gear icon turn up. That's the one. Click on the gear icon, and then you can tick the box and turn on notifications. You'll also find me on
Facebook, Instagram, Google, and Twitter.
And there's a new one.
Is there?
Did you know what the new one is?
No, what is it?
Right. I set up a Patreon account. Have you heard of one of those?
No.
Okay. So a Patreon account is really for, like, it's designed for artists and people that make music and all that kind of stuff. And it allows the viewers, the listeners, to donate.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so you can drop onto the Patreon account, and if you found this video helpful or fun, or any of the other videos on the channel, to be fair, helpful, then you can donate $1 if you want towards the channel. Yeah, and it all helps, because that money then comes in and it allows me to do other stuff, projects, and buy tools, and do new things.
Do helpful videos.
Yeah, do more helpful videos. So it's a way of you guys putting back into the pot and contributing a little bit. But if you don't want to, it doesn't matter. It's for those that do. And there's already a few people who have already gone on there and set up a monthly payment, which I was...
That's amazing.
I tell you what, the day I set it up, I was sat in Taupo in my hotel room after a day's work, going around to visit all the dealers. I thought, what can I do this afternoon? So I set up a Patreon account. It took me about 10-15 minutes to set it up. Within 5 minutes of setting that account up, Somebody donated $5.
That's amazing.
$5 every month. I was
so
blown
good.
away. So thank you very much.
Yeah,
Do
thank
appreciate
you.
it. Okay, crew. Well, until next time, it's goodbye from me. And goodbye from Tool Girl Hana. Cheers. See you guys. Over and out.